Now recognizes the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Westmoreland, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And ma'am, my first two questions are just simple yes or no's. Are you familiar with the GAO high-risk list?
Yes.
Is FHA on that list? Are they included in the high-risk category?
Not today, no.
Let me say that there's some type of misconception that maybe this side wants to do away with FHA. We do not want to do with FHA. We really agree with your statements about phasing out the counter-cyclical role of reducing FHA's footprint in the marketplace. We agree with the President when he says that going forward, we will coordinate reforms of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac with changes at FHA to help ensure the private market, not FHA, fills the market opportunities created by reform. But for some reason, the other side seems to think we want to do away with FHA. We want to strengthen FHA. We want to make sure FHA is there. I'm a builder by trade. I want FHA there. I want people to buy homes. And so that's some type of misconception. We just want it to be on good, sound footing, just like you do and just like the President does. The other comment that the President made in the white paper that he was issued on GSEs in 2011 says the administration will make sure that credit-worthy borrowers that have incomes up to the medium level for their area have access to these mortgages, but we will do so in a way that does not allow FHA to expand during normal economic times to a share of the market that is unhealthy and unsustainable. Now, last night in his speech, he said, today, our housing market is finally healing from the collapse of 2007. Home prices are rising at the fastest pace in 6 years. Home purchases are up nearly 50%, and construction is expanding again. Do you think that what he was saying last night, that we are getting back to normal economic times?
I do. I think we are clearly on a path of recovery, both in the housing market and the economy overall, but it is fragile, and we do need to ensure that we understand that and manage to that fragility at this moment as we proceed.
So your goal is to get back to where typical FHA has been in the private mortgage insurance. Is that correct?
We are looking forward to receding over time here, and as I've mentioned in my testimony now several times, we have done that, but we do need to do it in a careful way, given where the economy is going. There are still risks to the economy, including something like sequestration would clearly be a risk to the economy and the risk to FHA.
So you agree that FHA having 56.4% of the market share of private mortgage insurance is outsized the role of FHA and should be decreased, right?
I do, and it has declined. I think it's about 42% today. It was higher than 56% at the peak, so we are steadily declining.
Now, let me ask you another question. Supposedly in 2013, FHA, the President had put in his budget a bailout of $688 million, but according to the DOJ settlement, you were put in for $1 billion. So you're not projecting a shortfall for 2014?
The President's budget is not out for 2014, so
well, it was due last week, wasn't it?
I am not in charge of putting out the President's budget. But I would just say back to your comment about last year, yes, we did get settlement dollars that helped offset what would have been a potential draw from the budget, but that was not what really impacted us. We made premium changes, we made policy changes, we ended up actually having $3 billion more.
But so you haven't requested your FHA hadn't requested anything in the president's budget.
President's budget is not out at
But
this
you've made
point.
your request to the budget, right?
So we've direct appropriations requests are part of the budget, but
Mr.
that's
Chairman,
not.
one last final question. Do you believe that
time-
FHA
time-
should be considered on the
time-
high-risk list?
Time of the gentleman has expired. Gentleman from Massachusetts.